Hey, and welcome to Today Matters, our short devotional in the Word of God. We're going through the book of Psalms, excited that you're with us, and I just invite you to continue to follow along with us on this journey through the book of Psalms as we do devotionals. Yesterday, I shared a quote from you from A.W. Tozer who says this: "What comes into your minds when you think about God is the most important thing about us." And today, we're going to see my favorite characteristic of God. And I hope this enhances the way that you see Jesus. So yesterday we were in Psalm 2 at the very beginning of the Psalm through verse 6. Today we're going to be in 7 through 11. Here's what it says. It says, "The king proclaims the Lord's decree. The Lord said to me, 'You are my son, and today I have become your father. Only ask, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance, the whole earth as your possession. You will break them with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots.' Now then, the kings act wisely. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to God's royal Son, or he will become angry, and you will be destroyed in the midst of your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant. But what joy for all who take refuge in him." As we said yesterday, Psalm 2 tells us that Jesus is king, period. There's no question about who's in charge and whose plan will ultimately come to fruition. Jesus is king. And in verses 7 through 12, the king speaks. And he tells us, in spite of what the nations think, they are not independent and have been given to the king himself as an inheritance from God. And they will break. The nations, or those who oppose God, think they've broken free from the chains of God, but in reality, they're so bound up by the chains of this life, and those chains will actually be their breaking. The Bible says it this way in other places, that one day every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. And I understand that looking around, this may seem hard to wrap your heads around. But make no mistake about it, this is how things will end up. God said it, you can take it to the bank. But I want to focus on verses 10 through 12 in our short time today. And as I said earlier, this is my favorite thing about Jesus. In verse 10, Jesus tells all those who oppose him and make plans to overthrow him, act wisely. The Message version says, use your heads. God is giving the nations, or those who oppose him, one last piece of advice. He's like, dude, use your heads. Look up. Take notice. See things for what they really are. And don't have such a high opinion of yourself that you choose to see things in your own wisdom. Proverbs 14:12 says, "There's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death." And Jesus says, I'm warning you to see the truth. And I'm giving you another chance after all the chances I've already given you to see and follow the truth. How many of you are thankful for unending second chances? We serve a God of never-ending second chances. And this God is Jesus, and he is a king. And what I love about this, my favorite characteristic of Jesus, he is a king who responds to all who oppose him differently than any other king. Think about it. From the beginning of time, kings, monarchs, dictators who rule a people or a land always rule with an iron fist. A get on the bus or get ran over by the bus mentality. There's no waiting, there's no patience, there's no grace, there's no mercy. They rule based on how the situation will benefit them and them alone. I said, and if you don't, I'll have you executed. I said, and if you don't, I'll have you thrown out like yesterday's trash. And in true King Jesus fashion, he responds like only King Jesus does. In verse 11 and 12, he reaches out his hand again to those who oppose him and says to them, serve the Lord and submit to Jesus, the one true King. Serve him and him alone. God says this over and over again to you and to me and to all those who will listen. Serve him and submit to him. Yesterday, we talked about how submitting to God's ways is the true way to freedom. that his boundaries are not meant to harm us, but to ensure that we operate exactly like the Creator desired and created us to operate. And freedom is what we all long for. And here in Psalm 2, Jesus says, submit to God, and true freedom and joy is yours. I love how this psalm gives us a picture of a God, a king who always has his hand extended to the people who constantly reject him. And on the cross, Jesus lived this out. Instead of demanding justice be given to those who crucified him for no good reason, he called out for mercy and he said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They think that they're doing right. Forgive them. It's a picture of a God who will stop at nothing to pursue his creation, including leaving the perfection of heaven and coming to the broken place that we call earth, a place where sin reigns and godliness is seen as weakness. My favorite worship song over the past couple of years is the song Reckless Love. It speaks about a God who chose to come and dwell with us even when we didn't ask for it or deserve it. And the chorus says this, it says, oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. It leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it. I couldn't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Again, a picture like Psalm 2 of a God who extends his hand of grace and mercy even when we don't deserve it. And the bridge is my favorite. It says, there's no shadow you won't light up, no mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. That there's no wall you won't kick down, no lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Do you see it? A picture of a God who will go to any length, short of sin, to reach another person, leaving the 99 for the one. It's crazy. This has become a way of life here at Skyline. If Jesus will stop at nothing to reach the lost, then we should be just as reckless in our love for people who need to find and follow Jesus. In Psalm 2, God reveals himself as the King who loves us all so much that he disregards the consequences of his actions as it relates to his own safety and comfort. Jesus left all safety and comfort to give you and me and everyone we know one more chance of giving over our lives to King Jesus and submitting to him. God's love saw you when you hated him. God's love saw you and me when we rejected him. God's love saw you when you decided his way was ridiculous and decided to go your own way. And his love saw you and came after you without any promise of you responding to his love, because his love is perfect and secure in himself. And he knows that you're not perfect or complete without it. Submit your life to King Jesus today, because today matters.